All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We finally made it our last game of the day between Evil Geniuses and Ninjas in Pajamas. Our fourth and final game as we've made it through two series in Dota Pit League Season number 3. Two really good series, in fact. One of the best games I've witnessed. NiP versus Asus Polar. That's over with EG taking the first game up against NiP. First and foremost, I do want to talk about there's been some controversy. I want to say that right now the admins are currently dealing with it. We'll get you an update as soon as possible on that situation. I'm sure you all are understanding of what we're talking about, and if you're not, then I'm sure you can find out. But for now, EG versus NiP, it's going on. The draft now underway. We'll see how this does turn up. Again, this is produced by High Ground TV, brought to you by One Game Agency. As always, we've got Pitmuckle doing the observing as well as production management. We have Mont Pax doing stats. Myself is Mont. And, of course, joining me today is my co-casters, Trouf. How are you feeling after that first game between EG and NiP, Trouf?
Pretty good, and excited to see what kind of strats each team has to come up with again. Evil Genius is going with something totally different, but then again, so is NiP, with the Wisp actually picked up, and the Quick Tiny, and then a Rubik. It seems like whenever... Jesus, they're drafting so fast.
Yeah, what's happening?
Pick after pick. But it always seems like whenever there's a Wisp Tiny, the other supports almost 3 different heroes, a Rubik, a Skywrath, or a Bane. I see those 3 heroes all the time. It's just because they all kind of function well as supporting for their own lane independently. And they're going to go with the Night Stalker, which is more popular in this meta right now, and I think for good reason. I think it's very, very strong, but Evil Geniuses, Magnus here, probably for Samael. I'm guessing an offlane Sand King with Alina actually as a support. And they have a number of ways to set up that LSA, so she doesn't have to hit it all by herself most of the time, which is good. But yeah, Samael playing the Magnus, actually one of his best heroes, honestly. I know we talk about him playing Storm a lot, but I actually think he plays 2 heroes even better than Storm. One is Magnus and one is Ember, which we never get to see him play, but I wish they would draft him Ember more, because that's a real treat to watch, actually.
I thought you were going to say Zeus. He plays that pretty well as well, but...
Yeah, but anyone can play that hero well, so... That's
true. Hit your Q button, hit your W button, hit your R button. Boom. Yep. You're good to go. That's it, man. But that is not the case. They will not be grabbing at this game. Viper's going to get banned out for Evil Geniuses. That's actually the matchup for Lena. That's kind of tough. But the thing is, I think it's going to be Tiny IO mid against Lena. Although IO's going to have a rough time, though, against the nuke damage of Lena.
Well, I think it's going to be Magnus mid, actually.
Oh, so, that's right. That's a good point.
But, I mean...
Lena support, I'm sorry. I'm losing it. You mentioned this already.
I mean, there is a chance that they go Lena mid with like Magnus offlane and SK as a 4 for Aoi. That's certainly a chance, or certainly an option. In fact, Lena's actually not bad against Wisp Tiny because of her range, but Magnus isn't that bad either because he can have the safety net of his skewer. But I think the more probable thing is Magnus in mid. And Sand King offlane, not only is it becoming very popular in NEL, which the North American teams are experimenting with, but you know, Yoki kind of made this thing popular, and I think it's really, really strong.
I haven't seen it as much as I would like to see it. That seems like something I would love to watch, but I just haven't caught it. I haven't seen the games Yoki's played it too often, so I'm excited to see if that is the case. Evil Geniuses with our last pick up here. And this has been an extraordinarily fast draft. Although they have 26 seconds left of reserve time, it feels like it's been a lot quicker. Taking some time to ban up the last couple of heroes. The Viper, the Queen of Pain coming out now, the last ban for NiP is they have the Night Stalker. This here was, I think, valued a lot more heavily a couple days ago, maybe just a couple days ago, in fact. And now isn't picked up as much. Still picked up pretty often, though. And whether it's in a 4-position support role or in the offlane role, I enjoy watching it. It does a lot of nuke damage. He's very solid at the nighttime. And with the heroes they have already, ganking is not going to be an issue for them. Void is going to be pretty strong. Vengeful Spirit comes out, so it looks like it will be... Okay, God, this is... Offlane... Sand King, mid lane Mag, Lena support with Venge, Juggernaut safe lane. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. I think they solely picked up Venge for the fact that it's going to give them an easier time to Roshan since they are dire. I really feel that way. EG really like to exploit Roshan as much as they can. That's what they're really known for. And because I was thinking maybe Dazzle would have been really, really good this game for the Grave, healing people up in engagements, getting ready for Tiny's to relocate from Wisp Tiny, and having the weave and whatnot. But Venge makes it a little bit easier to actually get Roshan with the negative armor and the aura as well. One thing to note too is that Evil Genius do have Magnus plus a melee carry and Juggernaut. That's a very strong combo. We saw it last game, of course, but it's a little bit different with an anti-mage just because of the way the hero functions, but with Juggernaut having the passive crit, it makes it even better.
Not to mention Omni Slash when you have the Empower on, the extra damage there, and all the jazz that you could throw with the Juggernaut is pretty nice. The Puck, the last pick for NiP, may be in the safe lane with Tiny Io mid, and then Jonas something in the off lane. We'll see how they decide to lane this. Maybe a dual lane off lane with Rubik Nightstalker seems pretty common, and then Puck in the safe lane alone. And it is, as you've mentioned, it is going to be Magnus playing, being played by Sumail, and then of course Sand King played for the off lane for Universe, so... All right, an interesting draft. Not something we see every day. Certainly not standard, but I'm excited. This is both teams have some interesting stuff going on. Very, very scary for a Tiny Io, or rather for Evil Geniuses to deal with a Tiny Io. But
if Puck has a good time this game, he could actually run rampant. Like, it's very difficult to actually pin him down unless you get a fast blink on Sand King. Even a blink on Magnus is not that easy to get a very quick RP because there is some animation to the RP. I mean, all you have to do is really click your button on your phase shift, and then there you go. It comes instantly. So, while it might seem very wowsome to some, it actually is a very quick and easy ability to dodge certain things. Except an instant cast of like Burrow Strike, which is very, very fast. So, I'm wondering where they lane him. It looks like he's going to set up shot bottom and secure farm for him, which again I think is great because I think. Guaranteeing a fast blink on him, he can do some great things against the team of EG.
And that would be huge. Honestly, that would be the X factor, I think, is what they need. But currently EG, 3-man rotation to the enemy jungle. Limp needs to be somewhat careful. He should be okay for the most part. Super Ward comes out. That should block the camp.
Yes.
Also, giving vision, very important in the enemy jungle. And not that they were going to pull in the first place, I don't think. Limp might be able to alone, but again, it is going to be solo Limp here, as they do the dual lane top and then the dual lane mid as well.
That ward is really close to being out of range. I think it will still block though, but it is close.
We'll find out.
I think it still blocks as long as it's to the right of that red tree. I think you're good. But anyway. Bounty Rune coming up top for Hanskin. That's going to be obviously great. He's going to have his bottle flying out. I am surprised they didn't use the tether to break down some trees for easy stacking. Considering the fact that they are Wisp Tiny and they are on Radiant, and they're both being set up shop in the mid. A little bit surprising to me. It is going to be a dual lane off lane and just a solo Puck bottom. And it looks like EG kind of anticipated this. They're going to go with the dual lane themselves in the off lane, and this is a very, very strong dual lane, mind you. Extremely strong. When they get level 3 on Sand King, with that Burrow Strike, they can almost kill Limp from full to nothing.
Yeah, that's the trade-off though. Is that, well, hold that thought. Is they're already going in on Limp? Yeah, they Burrow Strike and they throw up the LSA, and Limp survives because he does have to jaunt away. But that means top lane Fear is in trouble. Void already telekinesis. Like, he's not going to get the most farm here, although PPD is roaming in. So they're going to leave Magnus alone for the time being. And then there's a pause. Lag. Oh, dear. No. It's the server, apparently. We might have to remake, which is a problem. That's a pretty big problem, actually.
Is it packet loss? I don't see any packet loss.
Oh, I have fine. I'm close to the EG boys, and I have fine internet, so it looks like they're probably better now, and who knows. It could have been targeted, but so like you talked about, this dual lane offlane for EG, very potent. Dual lane offlane for NiP is not bad either, and I'm concerned of Fierce farm here. But Jonas is going to do a nice job harassing and getting his own CS. That's the scary thing.
Yeah, I think this dual lane. Oh, my headset's coming off there. There we go. I think this dual lane offlane is extremely potent. Like, Lina Sand King is... It's a dual lane that you can actually do mid as well. But, like you saw, they played it correctly, too. There's no help in just, like, waiting for you to get extra levels. You want to get there, and you want to put as much pressure onto that hero as possible, as early as possible. Looks like they might even want to make sure that he doesn't get experience down here. Which they might be successful in doing. Limp goes to the left. There's a chance. Always taking some creeps, but they're actually getting him out of experience range. Okay, now he's back into it, so now it's good.
They're diving deep. I mean, I know it was, they did it because they had the creep wave there, but if they didn't have that creep wave there, I mean, they're both dead. But obviously, that's the reason why they went for it in the first place. Fear's going to get zoned out by Jonas without even using Void. Right-clicks him twice. Meanwhile, mid lane, Sumail tossed. He's in trouble. He's going to skewer away. LSA, but the Spirits get the kill. Era in trouble now. AUI is going to try to right-click him down, but there's the tether and the regen up for the bottle. It's a double kill for Hanskin. Very good start for NiP. Sumail getting caught. And then AUI to coming to his aid, of course, which provides the kill. The double kill for Hanskin. That's quite good.
That's more than quite good. That's amazing. The fact that he has now his Urn, like the Urn damage is so huge when you can get it this early on because the HP pools of enemy heroes is just so low. So if he can get another kill and then start getting that Urn damage onto heroes, he can go anywhere. He can go bottom lane. He can actually contest with that lane if he wants to. He can go top lane, which would be amazing. If they could time one more kill, hit minute 4 with 2 Urn charges and go top and start running at heroes with Night Stalker in the nighttime, this game could get out of hand.
They're going to run at Sumail. They actually skewer Era back, but he tosses him onto Hanskin. The Spirits haven't connected yet. They're about to. He's going to turn in Shockwave. Sumail will survive, but this is what you see often from really good tiny IO combinations, is the aggressive playstyle, is just running at people. And like you mentioned with an Urn too, they need to build up charges, obviously, but when those charges come through, it's going to be disastrous. And they're already up to like 4 for Hanskin. Era's sitting at 4 as well. And Sumail is sitting at 4, but he's getting denied a lot of creeps. Not easy. He gets a Bollocker as well. Top lane's not going great either.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was going to say. Fear, oh, you got a nice crit there. Helped him with that CS. Fear and Puck are kind of in the same boat. The only difference is Fear has the luxury of having an extra hero to help him out, whereas Puck is kind of all left on his own. The good thing for Puck is that he should be getting a little bit more experience, but it's actually relatively even. Up top lane, nighttime hits.
Blade Fury, Magic Missile. Jonas taking a lot of damage here. Wave of Terror goes down. A big kill for Fear. Sealkid now having to back away. He only has 3 GG branches. Fear will take some right click at the time being, but that's so big. The start of the nighttime already turning into somewhat of a disaster here. Huge. And Sumail will rotate back mid.
I didn't see. I caught the tail end of that little initiation, but I saw a creep being lifted by Sealkid to try to stun somebody. That stun duration is not very good at level 1. It's only 1 second, so
it's not great. By the way, the highest sister in the game is Universe, which he's already up to 1,000 gold. So if he wants to go Blink Dagger, he'll get there soon. AUI rotates over. It looks like he's stacking this camp for Universe to take later on, as Universe went for 3 points in the Sandstorm. And this Blink Dagger timing is going to be pretty solid. Let's see if he gets Mud Golems. He missed the stack, actually. Just a little bit.
The Satyrs are so annoying to stack because... And actually, the Ogres have the same movement speed. 270, so it makes it really difficult to stack, especially when they're already clumped up, because they slow each other down. So it's really annoying.
Universe not getting the biggest stack that he might have liked, but this does allow AUI to head to the lane, and he'll get some CS for the time being. Limp is sitting on 5 last hit, so it's not great, but he's getting experience now. He's getting close to 6, which is huge. Rotation
I don't think he's doing too bad. Oh, he missed the phase shift right there.
Ping issues. Universe gonna go for the burrow. He's gonna find it. Elusio not gonna connect. LSA is gonna hit as well. Is this gonna be a kill? Sandstorm is gonna do the job for Universe. That gets him even closer to the Blink Dagger. Top lane. Fear is in the trees. Jonas does not see him. He passes right by him. And Fear will come back out to CS. And Jonas is like, I can void him. And he will. But no follow-up.
Yep. Fear's pretty tanky right now. Has some good armor, has a stout shield. Mid lane, they're really trying to pressure Sumail, but they can't find the right opening. They don't want to get double skewered into RP or something at their tower. With 1 TP rotation, they're both dead instantly, and they've already had such great success in this lane so far, so they don't want to throw it away. That being said, Sumail's actually only 4 CS below what Tiny has, which is very, very good, obviously.
He doesn't really want for more. I mean, maybe a kill and not dying earlier on would have been nice, but they've got to be careful. TP up top now coming out from AUI. They have a smoke. They didn't see the TP even though the creep wave was close. They smoke in the tree line. They'll walk out. This is gonna be kind of interesting.
It's a 6-minute blink for Sand King. He might actually TP top.
Fear is very low. They need to stun out Jonas, but he gets the kill. They'll get Seal Kid. They'll burrow in onto Jonas. They don't get the kill while Fear is still alive. Jonas is gonna fly away. He's so fast during nighttime with his phase boots. Does not matter, however, as PPD gets a double kill as a Vengeful Spirit. And again, only thing that could have gone better is if Fear had survived there. That wasn't the case, but still a very nice rotation, which is exactly what you mentioned. The blink came out from the Sand King. He rotates top, and they help get the kill. A huge timing.
So very, very nice. I mean, timing of the blink dagger. You can't expect anything less really from Universe. As he's really good about. I mean, people talk about the offlane, but I watch him a lot in his lane mechanics, and he's very, very good at CSing. One of the best actually, and doesn't get credit for it because you constantly see him in scenarios in the offlane where he's just trying to get experience because that's just the nature of the offlane. But when he has those situations where he can get farm and he's in one-on-one situations, he's actually extremely strong at laning.
And he's showing it here with his fast blink dagger up to, like you said, 6.5 minutes. Top rune spot. There are a lot of heroes nearby, and it is daytime for Jonas. Something he does not want to fight. He will phase away. He also has an Orb of Venom, by the way, which is a nice pickup. He's level 5, so his experience is actually a little bit behind that of Fear's. In terms of farm, in terms of net worth, he's above Fear, not by much. Fear can obviously get back into it. He'll have Empower later on down the road. He really wants his phase. Spell was stolen. It's Blade Fury. It's not a bad spell to steal. Fear will grab one of his Blades of Attack, then back up to take the creep wave as PPD is going to go ahead and pull. Even Wave of Terrace to pull the next camp, but that's going to be taken by Seal Kid more than likely. Yep. It was a good try.
Yep, Tiny and Wisp are taking some stacks, and that's actually going to pump up Wisp to level 6, just Ding's level 6, actually. The only scary thing about going onto a Juggernaut, and perhaps this is why Juggernaut was drafted, is the relocate into a possible Omni Slash, you know? It's difficult to get that instant stun onto him, and when Juggernaut's ready, even if it's not an Omni Slash, if it's just a, oh, there's smoked bottom.
It looks like I finally got room to farm. I'm gonna live, everybody. I'm gonna survive. I'm gonna make it. The epi comes in. Maybe not, my friend. LSA not even needed. Mid lane, Sumail goes down. They jump in with Era as well as Hanskin. Top lane, they're going as well. It looks like Telekinesis on the Fear. Just trying to zone them back, it looks. So Limp goes down bottom lane, and then of course Sumail goes down mid with a nice rotation coming in from the Tiny Isle. Yeah. It was close to getting the kill on Era, I believe, but it turns out that Sumail does end up falling in the RP goes, and not enough to get the kill.
Nice attempt. I didn't see it, but nice attempt to TP bottom from Rubik. It's cool that he stole the Blade Fury too, because he actually leveled it to level 2, and that's probably one of the reasons why he got that kill on Night Stalker in the first place in the beginning, for that extra damage. Maybe wasn't anticipating a little extra damage coming out from that Blade Fury, which is still very, very potent in terms of damage, but... Alright, the relocate's online. If they can maybe bait out something, or... let's see, nighttime is coming up in 2 minutes. He does have a darkness to use, which he really should use at least once. Or he can actually only use it once effectively, in between the 4 minutes from 8 to 12. Best time to use it's really right around minute 11, because then it rolls right on to the next night really nicely.
Yeah, I think that's when they'll start looking for a gank. Maybe they even go for... We've seen this before from people that pick Night Stalkers. They get a smoke right at the time where it's about to hit nighttime, and then they go for something, but...
Sure.
They have one on them.
There's really no reason to not use it, because 1, it doesn't cost mana, and then 2, you're going to have it up by the time it hits 16 minutes anyway. So he should definitely use it before 11:10, I think, is because it lasts 50 seconds? Yeah. He should use it before 11:10.
Era just bought a Midas. What do you think about this at 10 minutes? He already had the Bracer and Treads before that.
I think it's fine. I think it's good. He's kind of lacking levels because they've traded somewhat evenly with mid. Sumail did a really great job in mid, despite dying twice, and as a result, he's kind of sharing experience and needs the extra experience, so I think it's a fine pickup.
Is gonna promote Era up to a pretty good spot. I mean, he can still farm very fast with Hanskin, but now he's gonna be able to farm even faster. Maybe get to that eggs a bit quicker than they anticipate. They'll probably see the Midas soon, so they'll know that. Soul Ring not done for Sand King yet. He has the recipe to smoke up. They did that kind of right next to this ward. They haven't picked it out yet. Now they blink onto Jonas, and they're going to find him. Swap out, Magic Missile, and he did pop his Darkness before dying, but the TP rotations were a bit too late to the party, and NiP couldn't really relocate in. And Fear now is given room top lane to farm a bit further, although there is a Rubik, but that's it.
I still don't know why he didn't pop it like at 11:10. There's almost no excuse to not popping at 11:10. Like I said, it's completely free. Doesn't cost any mana. It's going to roll around. You're going to have it off cooldown by the time it hits the next daytime anyway. And that was kind of like a knee-jerk response to the gank when it should have already been popped anyway. Also, you said that they smoked under a ward. Oh, nice silence there from Limp. He's actually going to use the coil onto Sumail here. Here comes the stun, and Sumail is dead. So nicely done there by Limp.
This is one of the best times that NiP have shut. I mean, like, it's really difficult to shut down Sumail on any game, but NiP have done a very good job of making sure he doesn't get towards that blink dagger. It's gonna be like 50 minutes before he has that. Jonas is gonna go ahead and take a nice Sensor Conquer away from Universe. And yeah, they did. I mean, they smoked here, and the ward was here. I think they should have spotted it because it was during daytime, but they just didn't see it, apparently.
It might have been another one of those situations where they can't see the heroes, but if they were actually looking there, they would see the smoke animation.
Yeah, I think so.
But you can't rely on just looking there. So yeah, maybe they didn't have the heroes actually in vision.
I mean, either way, that's still a nice pickup from Evil Geniuses. Darkness is done. They do have Nighttime, though, coming out, and Jonas has got that on cooldown for another 70 seconds. He also has Gloves of Haste for Jonas, who maybe goes for Midas. I wouldn't be surprised to see that.
Very late, though, and considering the fact that he was pretty much the one position this game, like they were in the terms of they were prioritizing farm for him in an easier kind of lane. It's going to be a very, very late Midas. Here comes a potential swap into stun. There is an Omni Slash, nice blinking Epicenter from Universe. It's going to secure the kill. Fear actually is the one that gets the last hit. Still has an Omni Slash available.
He's ready to go.
He's going to hit some creeps,
jumps
though.
To the creep. Seal Kid now is going to use his Blade Fury, relocate in. Fear might be in trouble, PPD. Dream Coil onto 2, but a big burrow onto 3 heroes. Universe alive for the time being, but he will get voided up. They pop up the dust as well. They actually brought down PPD as well. I think PPD completed his TP and then he got killed in the well from Dream Coil. I'm not sure.
He just died right before. Some extra damage from the Wisp Balls, I think, helped secure the kill. Nice attempt there from PPD. Oh my god, that is a huge stack. If this actually stacks again, that's pretty impressive. I think it's going to.
It's going to.
Oh, nah. 3-2-2 Ancient.
Ancient Thunderhide. Dumb frickin' creep. Doesn't matter. Fear's gonna get empowered. He will heal up. He has his mom. Should be able to take this with a DD as well. Oh, he needs to take it. And he's gonna get it. Hanskin's like, I need to leave. Bye, everybody. I'll see you later.
What a timely rune, man.
Easy. Easy DD empowered. Mom time for Fear. He's gonna go up to the high ground and they're looking to contest this. I don't know if they'll be able to get there in time. Wave of Terror and Power. I mean, he's going to get the majority of the stack, and I don't think they're going to go for this. Oh, they're taking Roche, though.
So much gold. So fast, too. Look how fast they do that.
Like, ridiculous.
Fear has nothing but a Mask of Madness, just with the aid of the Wave of Terror, the double damage, and everything came out Millhouse for him.
Excellent. I'm a fan. All right, well.
That's something my girlfriend always says.
That's like the best quote from The Simpsons. Anyways, Juggernaut has DD, he has his Empower, he has his Bomb. He's gonna have a Yasha soon, which either SNY or Manta. Against the Silence could go Manta. Makes sense. There's other options as well, but I'll head over towards Roche. There is that Observer Ward for NiP on the cliff here. Blink now done. It is at the exact 15-minute mark for Sumail, so that's a good start for Evil Geniuses. NiP are still in a really good spot, though. Axe is almost done for air. That's huge. That's going to be a big pickup. Hanskin has his urn still. He's been farming pretty well. He has Tranquils. Limp he's the biggest issue coming out for NiP right now. He just doesn't have that Blink Dagger. He's up to about 1,200 gold. He's getting closer and closer, but that offlane really kind of put a damper on his farm early on in the game with both Lilina and Universe's Sand King doing some work. So I think for now, if they could somehow find that Blink Dagger up for Limp, they could be in a really good position. And some really good relocates, too, from NiP will help out a lot as well.
I don't think Limp could have played it any better. I think he played it actually very nicely. And I think other players could have actually fed a lot more in that lane. Because that's a lane that's just, you don't see very often, so it's hard to gauge exactly how strong it is for players that aren't familiar with it. But it's very strong if played correctly. And they played it right. They, like I said, they just, oh, here comes an Epicenter onto Limp again.
Limp in some trouble. Bureau, I think, already came out. He's going to face shift. Silence comes through. He's not dead yet. The Sandstorm, he's not going to go down. They even dust Universe. The toss is up. They get the kill. And Limp stays alive. I don't know if he got assist gold, but he's up to 1,500 gold. Sumail, he's invids. He's looking for a hero to help him out with this. They relocate out. Jonas might be shadowed here by Sumail. Invis is still going in. Another TPA. This time it's going to be coming from AUI. And it looks like Jonas is going to get skewered back. Yeah, there he goes, and I don't see him living. Oh, he actually missed the LSA, but no. Pops the Darkness, still dies anyways. A nice little 1-for-1 trade. They do finish up the Axe King there for the Tiny, though. That's the perfect timing, and now they're going to take down the tier 1.
I don't know what he's doing there. Again, I mean, of course he didn't know that the Invis was out, but I don't think the Invis mattered. I mean, PPD just walked up and stunned him. Like, he didn't even swap him. He just walked up and stunned him. So I don't know. But they do get a tower in mid, so perhaps space created. There is an Aghanim Scepter up. Ooh, nice stack here actually from NiP too. That's very, very effective. Gotta say, that was very nicely played by Limp. Really kept his composure, pressed all his spells in the correct order, cast the silence quickly to stop the sandstorm damage from coming out, to get him out of it so that he could still pop the coil while he was in vision. Just really nicely played in keeping his composure.
Not really panicking. That's kind of a tough thing to do when you're playing a puck, especially when you're behind too. He's not quite there at his Blink Dagger. EG will head to Roche under the guise of an Observer Ward, and the Elusive Orb's going to scout this out as well. If you look at the vision coming up from NiP, they know this is happening. They even see Sumail. They saw him there. They spell steal. He'll blink away into the pit. They steal in power. Roche is getting low. It's not dead yet. Elusive Orb maybe going to jaunt through. PPD has a stun ready and a swap. They're not going in just yet. NiP looks like they won't contest this. They'll let Fear have it for the time being. They're kind of afraid of an RP by Sumail. That's to be expected. Maybe even Universe as well. And they back up. They give the Aegis up to Fear and EG. And EG looking solid now. Again, it's a case of Era sitting at the top in net worth and then everybody else kind of falling behind the wayside here for NiP.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is that Night Stalkers has just had very little impact this game. And this is a hero that's been popular. Again, had the farm, an 18.5-minute Midas for him. This is just not where you want to be. I think they want to wait until they get a blink onto Limp, which is right now, to make any kind of big plays happen. It is a little bit more scary now that they have the safety net of the Aegis on top of Fear. And he's also got his Manta ready and just one more creep kill. So, he's in a fantastic spot now. And again, keep in mind, he has the Empower from Magnus.
Yeah, that's the damage is real for Fear. It's very difficult to deal with him. Night Stalker has 5 deaths to his aim. The nighttime has not been where they really could get kills. The nighttime has actually been a disaster. Either he pops darkness and he dies right after, or they just don't get the kills that they should get at nighttime, which has really been dealt with nicely by evil geniuses. However, there's still time. I mean, the Midas is super late, yes. But with a relocated, with a nice fight from Limp, like you talked about with the Blink Dagger now coming out, they can start making moves. They don't really want to fight into Aegis, though, but EG do. They've smoked up. They're going to wrap all the way through. Blink and a Haste Rune's up for the Magnus. Level 2 RP as well. Universe going to spot out Seal Kid. Oh, he missed, and now it gets Telekinesis. Fear will back away. Universe in so much trouble. He is going to get blown up. RP. Oh, no. The Wisp Ball. It cancels the Blink Dagger. And now Sumail's gonna get skewered out, but he still takes the stun coming through. The toss, Jonas looking for the void. He'll find it. The Haste Rune, though, so fast for Sumail. And if they only come away with 1 death here, that would be so surprising for Evil Geniuses. They should lose so much more after that Bosch initiation, and AUI might be the second kill. He's gonna take
really nice.
The Telekinesis goes. The void to stop him as well, and AUI goes down. Even stealing Light Strike Array. NiP take 2 kills, but now they're gonna find Era. Omni Slash blows him up. Limp gonna jaunt through. Fear jumping after Seal Kid. Blows up. Fear with a double kill on Skin. Now he's just gonna get right-click down. The crit not there. Shockwave, they can't catch any further. But those 2 kills are much bigger. At least the kill on Era is much bigger than whatever NiP got in that previous engagement.
I mean, Juggernaut is just gonna be it's just a nice draft because Juggernaut with the Empower and the cleaving ability, and then the power of Venge too to help him out with the aura and extra damage with negative armor from Wave of Terror. He's just a powerhouse, man. And he didn't even get that much farm in the beginning, but he's bounced back. It really was that stack, man, that helped to get the ball rolling for him. By the time he had that stack, it was like he had nothing but phase boots and mom, and then he just took off. But they just have so many ways to support him and boost up his damage that you really have to kill this Jug first. Of course, you can't do that now with the Aegis, but when this Aegis expires, when NiP try to go through their heads about how they want to approach these fights, I think it has to be kill Jug first. I really do. I don't think there's any way around it. And the scary thing is that you always have the safety net too of PPD swapping him out. So you have to do 2 things, or 3 things really. Well, you have to watch out for the RP and the Epicenter. You have to spread out for that. You have to kill Fear first, I think. And you also have to have someone trying to disrupt PPD with a swap, or at least ready for it.
Balancing with the Void, or not the Void, the Crippling Fear, which I think he just got that point to Crippling Fear not too long ago. And that's what we saw Yoki try to do yesterday against Ake. on Alliance, but it wasn't quite there. Denied from air. Fear really still wants to fight without Omni Slash. But I think it really comes down to Jonas getting that silence off perhaps on the PBD so he can't swap. Like you said, there's so many things that have to go right for NiP now. Even with a farm Tiny, Fear has now caught up and is ahead of him. He's up to 3.2k gold, and then you have to wonder what item he goes for. But again, it's just, even with a botched team fight, Sumail missing his RP, with Universe dying, they still get a big kill because NiP try to take too much and they leave the Tiny alone. Tough.
Yeah, and if Sumail can kind of babysit Fear a little bit by casting empowers as he's passing by, it speeds up his farm a lot. One of the things that people forget too is that it's not so much about the mass amount of damage that you get with the extra attacks in your Omni Slash. It certainly is. Like, that's one of the best. This is one of the best mom carriers in the entire game. But it's also about just going from camp to camp quickly. Like when he pops the mom, I will say mom, fuck it, and phase boots to, you know, creeps and neutral camps, he just gets there with haste movement speed. So it's actually increasing his farm rate. So
like an anti-mage blinking from camp to camp.
Sure.
Obviously not as much, but still pretty good. Bottom lane and NiP, they take the tier 1, they'll back away, and nice back together, because if they had stayed a bit too long, PPD finds a swap target. That'd be huge. They won't really catch anybody. PPD will back up. Roche is gonna respawn in 5 minutes and 44 seconds, so decently like respawn time, which is pretty important for NiP. It gives them some more room to work with, some more room to breathe, in fact. Okay.
Well,
we're still in it.
Night Stalker has upped his farm a little bit. He's actually taken some me time, and he's over halfway to his eggs, which is very, very important, obviously. And that's really important because he had nothing before. The big thing is Wisp has a Vlad's, which is excellent with the Tiny. I think it's paramount now that both Wisp and especially the Rubik get these Ghost Scepters. They need to make sure that they can go in these fights and not have to fear Juggernaut all the time. Yes, it's scary. It's important to be outside of the... Oh, Universe almost dead there. That was so close.
Oh, boy. Sumail's gonna get silenced up. PPD, Magic Missile, Dream Coil, and Sumail's gonna go down there, relocate it as well as stop his path of movement. He's already dead. PPD now has run into a world of hurt. He will be dealt with accordingly. And NiP taking 2 quick kills again. Now what can they get off the back end of this? This is the most important time, I think, for NiP. Do they decide to split up and farm? Do they push down mid again and maybe put themselves in a kind of rough position? Tiny's gonna have his BKB, by the way, very soon. He's very close to the recipe. He even has a Helm of the Dominator for a Satanic later on down the road. But
I think you take this tower and back up. It's very unlikely that you're gonna buy back with 15 seconds left. So take the tower, back up, buy your BKB on Tiny, and then look to fight when it's nighttime, which is actually relatively soon. He's actually got his Ags in. No, he needs 300 more gold, and we'll have it on the Night Stalker.
That is not far. Fear is going to be TPing away. He does not want to sit here too long. He'll get out just in time. The Mentos pop before leaving. Looks like Scotty's the next choice for Juggernaut for Fear, as he has the Ultimate Orb, which, typical build. Mom, Scotty, Manta, it's like 2 of those items are the flavor of the month, or I guess 6.83 in its entirety. Well, look at this stack just get destroyed by the cleave. Oh my god, he blew that up, and now Scotty's 100% done. Oh dear.
I like how you said "mom" with integrity. Like you didn't hold back at all. You were like, "Mom."
Dude,
you totally enunciated that too. That was great.
I gave up yesterday. And like yesterday at the end of the game, I'm pretty sure I was saying "mom." And like, oh, you're supposed to say "M-O-M." I'm just like, listen, I don't care, guys. Twitch chat has already tore me a new one earlier today.
I'll tell you who says. I'll tell you who calls stuff the weirdest is PPD. He calls Potom. I used to call this the same thing too, but he calls Potom Potom.
Yeah.
If you ever ask him to say Necrolite, he says Necrolite. It's hilarious. So if you ever have him on cast, make sure to ask him what his thoughts are on the hero Necrolite.
I'll ask him. But then he's gonna get like super. He's gonna be like, oh, he's trying to set me up. He's gonna mind game me.
I've never heard anyone else call it Necrolite. Is that just me, or is that?
No, I think that. I don't think I've ever heard that.
Okay.
But shout out to my brother. He also says like Lena is Lena, which I guess I can see. We've had this conversation before. He pronounces his names pretty poorly.
I could kind of see that, but
you see, I told you the story, and you said the exact same thing.
I did?
Yes, you said the exact same. This was like months ago when we were first doing Dota Pit Season 3.
Well, I'm glad I'm consistent with my views then.
Yeah. I don't know why. I knew, like I said that thing, and I told you, and I was like, he's gonna say, I can see that. And
what if I was like, dude, I can't see that at all? Would you call me out?
just I would have been like, whoa, you gotta stick to your views, buddy. No. Yeah, so you sold out in name conventions. That's not the case though. But
call me a wishy-washy politician then.
No, you're
John
consistent.
Kerry.
Shots fired, I guess.
I mean, that's what he was known for, right? Like
Yeah,
going back and forth.
that is exactly what he's known for. That's
Our chat will have no idea who that is, by the way.
No.
I mean, I went onto a streamer's, I won't say names, but I went onto someone's stream, and I asked him who the vice president of America was, and they said Bill Clinton. And then I asked them if they knew who Vladimir Putin was, and they said, "Is that the Fuhrer of Germany?" Kid you not, that's what they said. I won't name names.
God. Well,
it was not Grant, I'll say that.
well, it was good. It was good. It's a good guess, but no, actually, this is I don't want to know who that is.
It's no one you know.
Anyone's curious, the vice president's Joe Biden. Just want to throw that out there. What a guy he is. Yeah, we're back into Dota though.
I mean, nothing's happening, right?
Yeah, nothing's really going on. They're pushing top.
Mod had to Google that.
That's right, dude. You didn't hear me type in the keyboard, but I Googled with my mind. Actually, I did it on my phone.
Yeah, Mod's like going along with like, haha, yeah, vice president.
Yeah,
who would forget that?
No. All right, so Roche is going to be up here in just about 20 seconds. They take the 2-2 tower, so NiP have to know something's funny. However, this could be dangerous for Fear and EG. If they don't push this quickly enough, if they don't take Roche quickly enough, they could be in trouble of losing this 2-3 tower, and they might even have to pop the glyph here. They'll TP back home. Look at the damage. This is without the Assault Cuirass, by the way. Wave of Terror. Swap out long range. Era. They're going to try to relocate out. He's not going to make it. They cancel it, but if they get Era out, it's fine enough anyways, and that looks like that'll be the case. Sumel's going to force through, and meanwhile, Fear just takes down Limp down bottom, and they will grab Hansky, and that's the make-it kill streak taken for Sumel as well, and now they can head over to Roche without any real issue whatsoever.
It was essentially the same exact thing that would have happened if he relocated him out anyway. He would have sent Tiny home to safety, and then he would have come back and died. So, nice play by PPD. As soon as he swapped, he just tunnel visioned on the Wisp and made sure that he could stop his relocate. It was actually Universe that ended up doing it, but they had the same idea. I didn't see the bottom kill, but I mean, how can you expect anything different? Now Fear is taking his triple stack of Ancients in the Radiant territory. Has another 4,800 gold, can buy a Basher if he wants to, which I think is probably the best choice. He is just so big right now.
This always seems to happen, is that Fear might even get shut down early game, and then EG just make enough space where it's not really an issue. Like, he just gets back in, and obviously we've talked about the Empower at length, which is really helpful, and one of the reasons it's, again, you said it earlier, that stack pretty much got him back in the game. And now they are going to Roche. They'll take an Aegis. I don't really think NiP can get here fast enough with Wave of Terror. I mean, it just dies so damn fast.
God.
And now if you're NiP, you just can't fight. You don't really want to go into that. And they will allow Fear to walk away with an Aegis again.
The biggest thing is that, I mean, it's kind of funny because both teams have like a super hard carry and like heroes to buff them up. Like where NiP, it's like the Wisp Tiny, the tried and true Wisp Tiny combo, which is great. You buff them up with extra attack speed and incoming damage reduction. You buff them up with the Vlad's extra damage, which is great. I think that Juggernaut is honestly better though. Like giving him this cleave, it's a free Battle Fury for nothing. Not to mention, you know, just the extra damage that he gets too. And then the negative armor reduction for Venge. You have his extra 36% damage boost. You have the fail-safe swap to get him out of harm's way if he needs it. He's actually going to go for a Butterfly. Oh my god, look how fast he's attacking.
Goodbye, Tricky Tower. It's been nice knowing you.
Jesus.
And then he just cleaves down the entire creep wave. He gets an 822 damage crit casually. There's
That's
that.
so scary.
Like, even with an Assault Cross here, I'm not sure if NiP are in a really good spot. I like the idea that they're split pushing with the Night Stalker, but like, he needs to TP home pretty soon because EG, they're showing that they are not going to stop here. Also, the more scary thing is that there's been very few RPs this game. In fact, I don't really know if he's gotten a big RP at all. I think the answer is no. Swap out onto Era. Omni Slash is gonna go. Winning Rift. They're looking for the RP. He's not gonna find it. Era still gonna go down regardless. He doesn't have buyback. He's dead for 65. That's a Rax. No problem. He just bought the Assault Cross. Era getting swapped out. PPD with a level 2 swap coming through. That's Rax. That is Rax for EG. No problems whatsoever.
And I think Wisp was just like scared to get the relocate off and didn't attempt, and maybe he had his tether on cooldown because he just used it and it broke with the swap or something, but that might have actually been what happened. BKB purchased by Night Stalker. They have 37 seconds to try to stall. There is an RP that works.
RP onto 2. Skewer back as well. Fear still with the Aegis. Manta's available as well. Silence till Manta it off. Jonas about to go down. No buybacks just yet. Burrow not doing it. There's the BKB. It didn't get the damage, but it doesn't matter. He claws his way, pitchers him down, gets the kill on the Night Stalker. Dead for 58. No buyback. Double Racks. This might as well be the game, honestly, for Evil Geniuses. They smoke up to rotate top to take the tier 2 tower as well to make sure they can secure Mega Creeps in the near future. And it's just all been downhill in the past 5 minutes or so for NiP. It's that quick, it's that fast that EG are able to secure a game, almost a game-winning lead at this point.
This draft from EG, I think, really exemplifies the what this patch is all about. Like, buffing up your melee carry, it's with these exact items is just, God, it's so hard to, like, what do you do? Especially when he has an Aegis, it's almost impossible. Epicenter being channeled, they're going on Handskin, it's not gonna fully kill him, but it's gonna keep him out of harm's way to give time for Fear to take down these Racks with immunity.
Yeah, he takes down the melee Racks as well. They've already killed the Venge. Fear now is going to go ahead and Blade Fury. Burrow up on the Era, as well as Hanscan. LSA is going to connect to the Era. He's so tanky, but not tanky enough. They'll take the last set of Racks down. Limp not dead yet. He's going to face shift. Toss. That'll be into Fear. That's just as Aegis. No! He gets the Omni Slash off. Luckily, it does bounce to Neotis and Ben, so Air doesn't go down again. But Fear crits so hard. Triple kill. He's got the Godlike. And now, looks like the towers will finally bring him down with a toss as well. Universe is going to get silenced up, but you need to leave if you're NiP. Skewer gonna miss from Smell. He's actually out of mana. He had his RP available, had he had the mana to use it, but they've taken every Rax here for Evil Geniuses. Limp trying to run. He's got phase shift. He's going to have to use it, and now it's called GG. As Jonas and Fed says, there's no way we could possibly win this. And Evil Geniuses will take the series 2-0 in styling fashion as the game comes to an end.
Yeah, there were some glimmers of hope there, like, you know, Wisp Tiny did really, really well in the mid lane. Smell still got some good farm, but didn't really have actually the most impact this game nor last game, but Fear just went crazy. It was honestly I mean, Sand King did great too, and he did what he needed to do, but it was just the stacking, man. Like, they had so many stacks for Juggernaut to recover that it didn't matter how poorly he did in lane, because he could just always come back from that. They also had Dire Advantage, which means an easier access to Roshan. But, yeah, I don't know. The stacking was really the big thing for me as to why EG got so far ahead. That's a very late pickup of Veil. Do you notice that? That was
yeah,
weird.
It's right at the end of the game, Universe. I will pick that up. Actually, he doesn't have it in his endgame items, so he must have gotten on the courier. That's pretty funny.
Oh, I know what happened. The game, like, registered that he respawned, and then it picked it up for him.
Good call. That's smart. Yeah, because he has the Helm in the Iron. Well, we've solved it. We're super sleuths. Either way. Guys, it's been an absolute pleasure. All 4 games today are completed. NiP and Asus Polar drawing to a 1-1, and then Evil Geniuses 2-0ing this side of NiP. So what does this exactly mean for us here for Dota Pit season number 3? Who moves on? Because I think that was the end of Group A. I might be incorrect in that, right? I believe so. Asus Polar getting the first place slot. EG moves, I think, to 6 and 4. And that means NiP moved down to 5 and 5. They're tied with Cloud9. So that puts Evil Geniuses into the top 2. So it looks like Asus Polar and EG move on into the winner's bracket. That means that Cloud9 and NiP are 3rd and 4th respectively. Team Tinker sitting at 5th and Power Rangers 6th. So they're out. PR is out, which means that the 3rd and 4th place, 3rd place will be in losers bracket round 2. 4th and 5th, rather, are losers bracket round 1. So it comes down to tiebreakers between C9 and NiP, I believe. And who has the edge there? It was a 1-1. Well, I'm missing something. Either way, it looks like we know the top 2. We'll update people when we know who is going to be fourth, who is going to be third. Regardless, I'm not going to theory craft any further. Trout, do you have any closing thoughts before we head out of here?
I kind of tweeted about it, but I think that there's been a lot of banter about this patch in general and what needs to be changed, and I think everyone's in accordance that something needs to be changed, whether it's the rubber band effect is too strong for teams when some teams are claiming that every team is just drafting so that they can get that big high ground defense and then they win the game. So with heroes like Sniper, Earthshaker, etc. I think there's a couple of things. I think personally, Mom is very strong. I think something needs to be tweaked about it. First of all, the combination of Mom into Juggernaut is so strong. It's better on him than any other hero in the game. But for 1900 gold to get the extreme value that you do out of that item, something needs to be changed. Either the cost needs to be up or needs to be added up to like 2500 or something like that, or the duration of the Mom needs to come down, or the movement speed needs to come down. Something needs to be tweaked with that. I almost said twerked with that item. Tweaked with that item to where it's just I feel like it's a little bit strong right now, but. Overall, I actually really loved Game 1. If you guys didn't check out Game 1, I think it was a real fun game to watch between these two teams. And of course, in the previous series, you should check that one out as well.
I highly recommend the Asus Polar versus NiP game number 2. That was quite the game to watch and to cast and to be a part of, so I enjoyed it thoroughly. And, well, that's going to be it for us tonight. As far as tomorrow is concerned, I think it's at 17 CEST that we have our next match, our last matchup, I believe, of Dota Pit Season number 3 group stages. I could be wrong about that. I'll check it quickly. Before we leave, again, this is High Ground TV producing all the action here for Dota Pit, organized by One Game Agency. Again, I'm Mott. With me today is Trout. We as always, Pit Muckle on production and observing, and Mott Pax doing the stats. It's actually at 21:30 CEST, which is going to be Alliance versus Hellraisers. Pretty important game there. And that'll be, I believe, the last series of the entire group stages. So make sure you come around tomorrow. Make sure you stick around for that. And, well, everybody, it's been an absolute pleasure to cast you today. Have a good evening. We'll see you all tomorrow.